Like all other businesses, COVID-19 has posed challenges to the Bowen and Bowen Limited and Companies. One of the larger employers in the country, Bowen and Bowen has over 1,200 persons employed across its various businesses. CEO Michael Bowen says that the company has experienced a 60% dip in its revenues for beverages, and the projection is not promising because one of its biggest customers, the tourism industry, has shuttered.
Month to date, we're down 60% in the beverage business. Across the board, I think we are deflected off our top line cumulative earnings about 15%, but that's going to continue growing as we have a deficit for the next few months. We're expecting, we budgeted a forecast, a COVID forecast of this month and next month of 60% down in sales, and then 40% thereafter through the Q3. And then Q4 depends on whether tourism starts to come back or some more regulations, but that's our prediction through the year.
Fortunately, the private company has not cut down on its employees, but the staff had to take a pay cut to ensure the survival of the business. Overhead cost-cutting measures have also been put in place.
We have not committed any reduction in headcount. We're committed to our staff. We've been communicating on a daily basis with our leadership team, and a weekly basis. We have a company-wide town hall. We've also opened up a suggestion box. We want and soliciting feedback from all of our staff and all the members, as well as their concerns. It's amazing how the team has pulled together to understand, for the safeguard of everybody, that yes, there have been some austerity motions. We've been doing some cost savings, but these cost savings have actually come from suggestions from staff, as well as even the ideas of how to reach our customers. And you might have seen that we've actually implemented a home sale delivery system, which we hadn't done for years, as part of this effort. But our commitment is to our staff and to maintain them. What we did was ask staff to take their vacation during that period. So in the beverage company, about 75% of the staff was on vacation, and only 25% was coming in. And that was kind of ubiquitous across all the companies, whether it was in food distribution or Belize Estate. We asked staff to take their vacation, so they were able to be fully paid through that period.
Under the initial state of emergency, the company was restricted in the sale of alcoholic beverages and carbonated drinks. It was only allowed to produce and distribute crystal water. But even so, water sales were down. CEO Michael Bowen spoke about some of the trends that the company experienced.
The first week, we were restricted to only selling water through our distribution systems. So the trucks would go out to the customers and we could only deliver water. However, through the stores that we have at our sales centers, we were still able to deliver and sell soft drinks and beer, but that was all by pickup and it had to be pre-ordered for picking. The second week, it opened up and we could sell soft drinks and beer, but we weren't able to produce more soft drinks and beer. So this week we're trying to catch up with some of the inventory because based on the regulations changing on Saturday, we have been able to open the factories again. Beer has been our hardest hit. With all on-premise locations being closed, so restaurants have no dine-in services, bars and clubs have been closed. That's an entire channel and occasion that has essentially stopped. So some restaurants, even if they're doing takeout, don't necessarily sell alcohol or drinks with their takeout orders. So people are having to pick it up from the stores, but as you know, stores are limiting the amount of people that can go in, and also therefore people are restricting the amount of visits they're doing to stores. So overall, it's just harder to get, and people with less money in their pocket are just buying more staples and the basics. I don't know exactly on the specifications on hoarding, but certainly the demand went up. And of course, with 5 gallon is where the major demand went. And when people buy a few extra bottles that are not expected in our forecast, those bottles stay home and we don't have them to refill. So we had to place special and emergency orders to get more bottles in so that we can actually fulfill the demand, because people just had more in their homes rather than having those bottles flow through the system like they would normally do. So we got those bottles, we've been filling demand. Some of the restricted production hours have made it hard to continue meeting it, but we're doing what we can to satisfy the demand in the market.
Bowen says that while this year's extended drought will cause some demand for water, COVID-19 will continue to lower consumer demand. Duane, Moody for News 5.